Hey everybody, welcome back to Travel Trailer Nation. So, did I get a counterfeit power converter from Amazon? Well, it sure looks like it. My power converter failed in the Imagine travel trailer sometime in the last few weeks, and I noticed I had no power to the 12-volt system when I went in to check the fluid level in the toilet, which, by the way, you should check quite often when it starts getting warm because you don't want those seals to dry out. Well, after doing some troubleshooting on my converter, it was pretty apparent that it actually was the source of the problem. So then the search began, and I found the model I wanted on Amazon, a WIFCO 9855-AD, and the AD stands for Auto Detect. Then I found the model, same model that I wanted, listed as new in Amazon returns for half the price of a new one, so I thought, man, what a great deal. Well, really not so much. I knew the WIFCO converter needed to have a serial number on the bottom of the unit that began with AC04, so let's look at what came. Well, when the converter came, I found there was no serial number on the unit. So could the sticker have been removed or fallen off? Maybe. So then I began examining everything else on the label, and I have to admit, to the untrained eye, it's a pretty good fake. I can certainly understand how folks might think it's a legit converter from WIFCO. The WIFCO logo is incorrect. The real logo is a globe with WIFCO written over it, not the model number. The WIFCO address is off by one digit. The model Arterra is spelled incorrectly with only one R. The phone numbers are close but incorrect, and I also noticed that the fuses were 40 amp, not 35, as specified on the manufacturer's website. Of course, all of this confirmed to me that it was indeed a counterfeit converter. So now let's look at the correct label. Note the item has a valid serial number beginning with AC04, which they all will have. The address and phone numbers are correct, and the second picture shows the correct logo and the 35 amp fuses. This counterfeit was made in China, and it's important to know that WIFCO does have manufacturing in China and Taiwan. This is how China creates fakes. They take a good product and they counterfeit it to look very similar to the real thing, and this is exactly why I would never, if I were an American manufacturing company, have my products made in another country. I tested the output of the counterfeit and it was spot on. The problem is, what else might not be correct inside the guts of the converter? Would it really auto-detect? Would it act exactly the same way as a legitimate product? Well, I'm not willing to take that chance, so I sent it back to Amazon and I wrote in the return authorization everything that I've told you. I explained that I validated all of this with the manufacturer. But how much do you want to bet that Amazon resale will just throw it right back up there? So if you plan on buying from Amazon, beware of the counterfeits. Perhaps just play it safe, and important RV items, maybe you just want to buy them from a dealership or an RV warehouse. And, you know, many folks have probably bought this knockoff and had no idea it was a counterfeit, and that's why I did this video. Items like this hurt the consumer and the manufacturer. The consumer buys an inferior product and then gets angry at the manufacturer when it fails or doesn't perform to standard. The manufacturer's hurt because they lose revenue on the sale of the item, and then they get a bad review on a product that they didn't even manufacture. So please be careful what you buy online and don't do what I did. Sometimes a deal is just a bad deal. So until next time, happy camping.